CBS News correspondent Adriana Diaz joins us now from Chicago. Hi, Adriana. What can you tell us so far about the suspects?
Well, Tanya, 18-year-old Tavayan Turnbow and 24-year-old Ronald Jackson are the two suspects. Turnbow is in police custody, just 18 years old. And when police approached this U-Haul, it was in a Walgreens parking lot. And as you mentioned, police there in Midlothian had gotten a call from a concerned citizen who were told from our local station, WBBM, was concerned that the men might have been dealing drugs. So police arrive, they approach the window, they start talking to the two men, and then the key moment happens next. The police officer notices a box in the U-Haul with the name of a gun manufacturer on it. That's when he asks the two men to step out of the car, and they flee. A 3 to 4 hour manhunt ensues. They find the younger man, Turnbow. They're still looking for Jackson, but they have charged both men. And Turnbow says he didn't have anything to do with the theft, but he was helping his friend Jackson and Jackson's brother to sell the firearms. In all, there were 367 stolen. There were 364 left. The men sold 3 firearms already for a total of $400.
Oh, that's a lot of guns, Adriana. So first off, do we know what kinds of guns these were and how they were able to steal so many?
So we have the criminal complaint now, and that just paints a dramatic picture of how this all went down. This was in a UPS facility in Memphis, and around 3 or 4 a.m. in Memphis, an alarm goes off when someone notices an unauthorized vehicle entering the facility. This was a UPS truck. There had been 16 pellets of guns waiting at that facility that had arrived from a North Carolina gun manufacturer. For Ruger is the name of the gun company, that arrived from North Carolina. They were bound for Dallas, and they were just in transit in Memphis. The two men entered the UPS facility, stole 3 of those 16 pallets, and left. That's how they were able to get those guns in such a large quantity.
Do investigators suspect it may have been an inside job? How else would they have known the guns were there?
No one has said that to us, but I don't see how it can't be an inside job. In fact, the younger gentleman who is in custody, he told police that Jackson, the other suspect who was at large, was actually involved in train shipment thefts of firearms. That's been a big problem in Chicago in years past. Shipments of guns that have come through the city via train that might be waiting overnight or for some period of time at the rail yard here have been broken into. And what that does is it floods the streets with firearms. These guns have to come from somewhere, and this is when these large thefts happen, it's a big problem for the city's gun violence.
And Adriana, you've reported on that gun violence that plagues parts of Chicago. So how big would you say of a contributor are firearms that come in from out of state, like the ones that police intercepted? How big are they playing into it?
Well, according to the mayor's office, roughly 40% of guns that are seized by police come from Illinois, but about 20% come from neighboring Indiana. So we know that there are guns that come from out of state as well as in state. Given the fact that state borders are open and fluid, it's hard to track where these guns always come from. But just in the past year, I know that me and my colleague Hannah have reported on other cases of people running guns up from, I remember the last time we covered a story like this, it was from Arkansas. So there is a network of people, whether they're working together or individually, that do bring guns from out of state into Illinois illegally, and then they sell them on the streets of Chicago.
Let's hope investigators can get a handle on that. Adriana Diaz, thank you so much for your reporting.
Thanks, Tanya.